Hello again, Vermont Conference. Now that you've gotten used to using webinar features, I'm going to help you in using the features in a Zoom meeting. I know many of you have been using Zoom over this past year to work, worship, connect with family, but for others, it may be new. So if you're already familiar with Zoom features, then consider this a time for a break, time to stand up and move around. But for those of you who don't, first, I would like to let you know that you're all muted, and we'll be allowing you to turn on your microphones and speak shortly. First thing I'd like to go over, if you can't hear me and you're just seeing words on the screen, please go down to the bottom of your desktop and look for the sound icon. Click on the bottom of the desktop screen here, and that will open up this feature to see the speakers. And then just make sure that blue bar is moved all the way over or adjusted to whatever sound is appropriate for you. It may be too loud, but whatever is appropriate, you can adjust that at any time so that you can hear properly. There are a couple ways to view on Zoom. One, when you're in a meeting, one is a speaker view or a gallery view, where you get to see more folks at once on the screen. In the speaker view, whenever one person is talking, you'll see a large picture of them pop up on the screen, and then there'll be lots of pictures here that you can sort of scroll through. But if you want to see the gallery view, which is here, if it's not already on gallery view, you're going to want to go over to the right-hand corner and click on the speaker view. And that will pop up, it will give you a drop down, and you just click on speaker view or gallery view. This is also where you want to go if you want to, if the screen goes full screen and you want to not be full screen because you want to see some of your desktop as well, you just click full screen or exit full screen as well. Zoom by default only allows you to see about 49 people on one screen. So then if you go here, you'll see one of two or one of five or one of, depending, I think at this time we have almost like 160 participants registered, but that might be increased. So I don't know how many that will be for us right now. But you just click on this little arrow here and you can scroll through to see who's here and who has their videos on. To turn on your microphone, and to turn on your video, you're just going to go down to the bottom of the screen, and you're going to see when you hover over it with your mouse. So you just bring your mouse down like this, hover over it, and you'll see mute or stop video. If there's a red line through it, it means your video or your microphone is not on. To turn it on, just click on it. And just a side note, before turning on your camera, you might want to preview your appearance and your lighting. So to do this, you just click on this little arrow right here, that little tiny arrow, and it'll bring up this little box, and you just click on video settings, and it'll give you a preview of what you look like. And from there, you can make adjustments under the video section or even audio, and there's lots of adjustments you can make. Also, if you want a keyboard shortcut, all you have to do is press alternate, the Alt key, and then the V key for stop and start video, or the Alt key and the A key to unmute or mute. Just a reminder for Zoom etiquette, it is polite, and we are asking that you always mute if you are not speaking so that there are no interruptions with background voices. And we are going to ask, and I'll go over that feature for you to raise your hand if you'd like to speak. Having gone over the controls for the unmute and mute and video on and off, let's go over the others. So we're going to be going over reactions, chat, and participants. Mostly your name will be showing also by that. We should also go through rename yourself. I'm sorry. You will be shown how to rename yourself, and mostly you probably will already be renamed because you were in the webinar, and if you click to keep it that way, it might be. We're not going to be voting here. And for anyone calling in by phone, I just want you to know we may have to ask you out in person whose number such and such is, and then we can rename you directly for you. We'll change it for you. But in order to rename yourself, it's pretty simple. You just click on participants. That says chat, but it should say participants. And then the participants screen and the chat screen, if you click on both of them, will come up and you'll find your name. And when you click on that, you will see that when you hover over your name, there'll be a mute or more. You want to click on more, and then it'll say rename. Click on rename, and then it will bring up whatever you want, a box that you can enter in there to rename yourself. We encourage, because you won't be voting, to hopefully be more interactive here. We encourage you to share the pronouns that you would use. So we might be gender inclusive and respectful to all. You can also change your name by clicking on your, I don't have a video here, of course, but clicking on the video and clicking on the 3 dots, which will reveal your items here. If you pin it, it just means your video is going to pin to the like a speaker view. But here you can just click rename. You can also hide non-video participants, and you can hide your self view if you don't want to look at yourself. But if you want to see everybody that's here, whether they're showing their video or not, do not click either of these. Also, with the chat feature, you're just going to click the chat button, and that will bring up the chat screen if it's not already up. And you'll see here that in order to chat with everyone, you just type a message in there and click send, and that will go up in this area right here. There are additional chat features to know about when you're in a meeting. You can chat to everyone, or you can chat to one particular person privately. And to do this, you just open where it said everyone, pull down the drop screen, find the person you want to chat with personally or privately, and then chat with them. Be aware that sometimes the person might, because the chat will still go up here, although only you and that person will see it. But if other people are chatting, it may go by the wayside. And so that person that you're trying to chat to privately may not have seen it. So if all of a sudden your chat changes from everyone to a Jackie Lingelbach, and then you see privately, but you don't see anything, just respond. Could you go ahead and ask that person to just respond and repeat the question if you want to chat with them. Also, if you'd like to save the chat, you can just click these 3 dots over here. You'll see it there, and then there'll be a drop down that says save chat, and you can save that to your computer. You can also use reactions during conversations. You just click on these reactions. Sometimes you'll see us, making that reaction. Some people will do prayer and clapping, and you do it by your own hands. But if you want to use the computer ones, you just click on the reactions button, and that will pull up all these different reactions. You may only have these top ones, the clapping, the thumbs up, the smiley face, and the surprise face, and the heart, or I don't know, celebration or let's party symbol here. I don't know if you'll have yes or no, slower and faster. That may be an admin piece, but you may have those options, and if you do, that would be a way of saying to the presenters, slower please or faster please. This is also the space where you would raise your hand. So, and this is what we're asking you to do. If you'd like to speak or you have a question that you're not going to put in the chat, then you'd go down to reaction and you raise your hand. And then to lower it after you've spoken. It's usually good once somebody's called on you to click it to lower it if you can. But if not, just be aware when you're looking at your picture if your hand is still raised and you've already talked. In the meeting, it's defaulted that the emotion reactions are yellow. But if you'd like to change that, you can click on the arrow next to the video here and then select video settings. And then that will bring up this this format like you'd seen before when you're checking your audio. Click on general, and then you'll go down here and there's option, and it's here. It is reaction to skin, skin, and choose whatever skin tone you'd like. Troubleshooting. If you have trouble, remember you can access this information on the website, to go to it at any time. But if you need immediate attention, we do have a limited helpline with a few numbers to call, and I'll put that in the chat for you. It's also on our website. So if you need immediate assistance, you can either call, text, or chat, and I'll have that in the chat right after this. Please remember, as one clergy said this past week to us in the weekly clergy gathering, blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be bent out of shape. The Holy Spirit will show up. God is with us, and no one's going to die over technology and any difficulties regarding that. We will get through this virtual meeting, and we look forward to being together in person next year. So may grace and mercy abound for all of us during this meeting, and let's try and connect creatively and safely for the 226th annual meeting of the Vermont Conference. God bless you all.